All right. Then I got other crap going on. Still trying to figure out if this cop is actually going to try and find the guy who hit me.
Oh.
No volume.
Do what?
There we go.
Yeah, I didn't know what shirt I wanted to wear actually. I was like, damn it. I remember I wanted to wear a Batman shirt, Kevin Conroy, and then I was also like, I want to wear my God of War shirt too. I was like, fuck, didn't know what to do.
Where's my mouse? There it is.
You know, too low. That is too low. We know what's going on. Doesn't matter. That's perfect. Good. Well, I was like, I got 2 minutes. Got 2 minutes.
Oh, how about that?
Dick. That's what's up. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Shit.
Dang.
Holy hell.
People are pieces of shit, man. This is why we can't have nice things, because no one gives enough shit about your things for you to maintain having nice things. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just
Well,
said all that.
as
I
long
just
as
said
you're
all
good.
that. I was muted that whole time, so. All
Yeah, you
right.
weren't.
Not for you guys. I was on the stream.
Oh.
CP, what's going on with your camera, bro?
Maybe. What's wrong with my camera?
That looks good on my end. Looks no more different than usual.
Is it because of the thing in the background? It's like
It's like super glitchy on my end. Give me a minute. I'll send you a picture and show you what it looks like on my end.
What?
It looks super glitchy. Oh, now as soon as I was about to take a picture, it fixed itself.
User error.
ID10T error.
All right.
Hip
Are we ready?
Yep. All set.
Yeah.
No, we are not ready.
No.
We're not ready. Whoa.
We're
All right.
not ready.
You are not prepared.
We're ready.
Oh.
Either drop me a warglaive or slow down.
All right, and we are live. Hello, welcome to Griffcast episode 61. 61? Yeah, 61. The Mature Nerdy Podcast for immature people, the show where we talk about any and all things nerd, from video games, comic books, movies, computers, and or technology. Hello, welcome to the show. How's everybody doing this week? You know how I'm doing. I gotta go.
Doing good.
Good, yeah.
I'm good besides freezing my balls off.
My life could not be any worse solely
Uh-oh.
because I did not win the $2 billion Powerball. It was destined for me, and it didn't happen. So
Did you play your fortune cookie numbers? Is that what happened?
no, I don't want to exist.
This is your fortune. Lucky numbers.
Take it up with China, man.
Damn it.
Oh.
I had to take it up with America because the fortune cookie is an Americanized whatever the fuck.
Still made in China.
Yeah, but we had exported it. We're just like, man,
China will make
disrespect in
anything.
that.
If you pay them like $5, they'll do anything.
God damn,
Yeah.
they're disrespecting that. We're like, yo, we're Americans, so we're gonna create something out of your culture and call it a fortune cookie. That doesn't exist. Yeah, but we're gonna make it real, and we're gonna make y'all make it. We don't want to make it too bad. Cheap. It's fucked up.
Funny how that works.
Hey, you know, I mean, any way to get my Nilla wafers, you know?
I mean, you know, if Apple didn't have to install nets so people wouldn't jump out of the buildings there, you know.
You know, let's see. If Mimic is not on the next show, we know why. Oh. All right. So today's show is going to be a little bit shorter than usual. A couple things going on here in my home. Don't know about these guys, but also I would like to get back to playing Ragnarok.
Yeah, Daddy needs to play some Ragnarok.
But first we're going to start off. This week we lost a legend. Kevin Conroy has passed away. So, you know, may he rest in peace. You know, the guy who gave us the iconic Batman, the iconic voice. So, wish him all the best in the afterlife.
That's my childhood, man. Just
Yeah.
died inside. I'm like, damn it, I'm an adult now.
That was a whole generation of people that grew up with him being Batman. Like
Yeah.
there
Yep.
was,
Dude, multiple generations, man. He's
and I
He
feel kind of good and kind of bad because he did get to play Batman live action once.
mm-hmm.
It was on the CW crossover, but and he got to play like a villain Batman, but still,
yeah.
I'll take it.
like the man walked in the room and you're like, yeah, it's Batman.
Yeah.
That is fucking Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he had the voice, man. He could have walked in with like a pinstripe suit and started skipping around as long as he did the voice. We're like, yeah, man, it's Batman. We're good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just iconic. I mean, he also did the voice of the Batman in the Arkham series too, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, not Arkham Origins, but we don't talk about Arkham Origins. That one doesn't count.
Did he do it in the Telltales?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't play those games, so you know I can't confirm.
I
did. I liked
can't-
it.
Oh, okay. I really can't get into most Telltales, but that's just
Well,
personal.
the Telltale Batman game leans into the detective aspect, which is something that they don't do a lot in Batman games or media because they're always like, oh, he can beat people up and do that. Okay, cool, but can I see him do some detective shit? In the Telltale, like, that's all they could do because it's point and click.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, now you got me wanting to play those bloody things. Thanks.
That is actually very interesting.
Yeah. Because you know,
It's just a matter of it like blending with a style. Like
Yeah.
if they were trying to do an action game, there's a couple action sequences because it's Batman, you got to. But
yeah. All right. So I know TCP has, and I know Solids has picked it up. We're going to jump into. I don't know about you, Mimic. Have you picked it up? God of War.
No.
Okay.
I haven't even seen it anywhere. Like, I actually looked in stores because, you know, I drive around to a lot of stores for work. And I was like, let me go through electronics. Who's got this? Nobody. Not a soul on earth has that game.
No, I think it's like one of like the first times in like years that they have sold out of physical copies.
That's crazy. I went digital just because I
Same.
don't like people, and you know, I don't like being in public. So
Wait, doesn't like people, doesn't like being in public, but then his job.
yeah.
Plus, your physical game isn't worth anything now, anyways.
Yeah, that's
That's like
true.
one of the reasons I switched, man. Like people were always like complaining, like, "Oh, I still buy physical because at least I'll still get some of my value back." I'm like, "No, you won't. You'll sell it to somebody and they'll just rip you off, and then now you're like, oh, sweet,
$15
I
at
have
GameStop.
30 cents, but I'd rather have 30 cents.
I don't
or
understand the
get a game
argument
whenever
for
I
resale value because that ship sailed. We're done.
want.
GameStop ain't gonna give you shit anymore. Like, they didn't give you shit really to begin with, but now it's just trash. I want physical copies because, like, let's say you got a PlayStation account. Let's say somebody hacks it for some reason and they buy something and fuck your account up. They'll turn your account off. Well, if your account's turned off, every digital game you got can't play.
Yep.
That's true.
That's right. That's
So
what happened with
I want
you,
my
isn't it?
physical copy. Yeah, it happened to me for a little while, and I actually emailed them and I was like, "You will unlock my account, or I will literally sell my PlayStation and go get an Xbox today."
Yeah.
Guess what they did that day?
I had the same experience, and like it happened like at the end of the day on a Friday.
Oh,
It was like it might even like been like a holiday weekend too, and I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to game for a really long fucking time. But I mean, they unlocked my shit real quick, and they're just like, give us one of your credit card numbers, and I was like, I actually have no fucking idea, and I just started throwing out random numbers. And they're like, yep, that's it. I was like, saved.
all right. So, so far, I'm about 23, 24 hours, between 22 and 24 hours in. I've been doing a lot of exploring. I haven't beat the game yet. I'm having an absolute blast with it. But it's not a perfect 10 for me for one reason, and one reason only. And it's a trope that is getting beat to death in everything, in every form of media right now. And that this entire thing could have been avoided if two people just sat down and talked. Like, I am sick of that trope. It is getting old. Also, the other thing is while Atreus has grown up and he is a bit more of a badass now, I don't play God of Wars to play Atreus. I play God of War to play Kratos.
Spoiler alert.
Not really. I mean,
Yeah,
you had to do it in the last one too.
in the last one, no, you didn't. You didn't play as Atreus in the first game.
Yeah, there was one mission where you had to go play around as Atreus. Might have been a side quest.
Nope.
Wasn't it the quest at the start of the game?
No. I played the 2018 God of War so many fucking times. You never played as Atreus.
All right. Well,
You might be thinking of The Last of Us, where you
no,
played
because
as
that's a shit game and I don't play them.
there was
No,
The Last of Us where you played
when
as-
he's taking his son hunting, you play as the son for a minute while he hunts, and then it trades over when he stabs the elk or whatever it is.
You don't play as him. You just shoot the arrow for him. I wouldn't say
well-
that you're playing as.
That's probably what he's thinking of.
Yeah, that might be what. Anyway, it's still good. It's still great.
Well, yeah, it's like the Spider-Man game. Nobody played Spider-Man because they wanted to play fucking Mary Jane.
Yeah, those missions were. God, I was like, gotta fight.
Once or
these
twice is
missions.
fine. Like, I'm fine. You're gonna give me one level of this. It's cool. It breaks shit up. We're good. Don't give me like 9 levels of it. Just be like, we got nothing else here.
So
And then they brought Miles into it. I'm like, don't make me hate Miles. Don't do this to me. Don't make me get angry at Miles.
So one thing though that I am enjoying is, the story is not defined. Like, you see a lot of things coming, and you're like, oh, this is going to happen, and then it doesn't, and you're like, wait a second, what? All right. And then, one of the big things that goes over, it's being interpreted at least 4 different ways at where I am now. So there's I see 4 potential endings right now, and not and there's none of them are set in stone. So that's nice, not being able to predict where the story is going. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler free as I can.
Well, it's always nice to not have a red, blue, or green ending, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I said, Atreus is cool. Atreus is more of a badass in this game than he was in the last one, obviously. This is a couple years later. A couple of things I've noticed is they maintained a lot of the animations from the last game. Like when you're opening chests and going through halls and stuff like that. Like when you're opening the Azure test, it still has Kratos step to the side as if Atreus was going to go in with a dagger and break the mask. You don't break the mask anymore. Kratos just rips it open. But it's still the same Kratos animation as it was in the last game. So they cut a lot of corners in that aspect, which is fine.
Well, I don't know how hard they were pushed for a deadline, though.
Like I said, like
you've already said you're like 23 hours in, right? You've put that much time into it. And it was released in 2018, right?
Yeah, so four-ish years. Let's say 4.5, because the 2018 one came out in May-ish.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, that's a lot better than like the heyday of like, you got 22 months to deliver me a AAA, but still not great. You know, so I cut corners too, man. Like
they were using the same engine, running off the same platform, and they added stuff. I mean, the things that I have with the game are like my complaints are like it's super nitpicky. They're just the dumbest things. Like
that. Like
the sound of him punching through the chest, and like the sound of him stepping on stones is like slightly different, and I don't like it. Like how different it is. I'm like, it sounded better in the first game when he punches through the chest. It just sounded more real, you know. And that's something that's different.
One thing that I did notice, and they do this in just about every God of War, is they put you up in front of a barrier that would not be an issue for Kratos, and you have to navigate around that barrier because of environment. But you know that if Kratos just put his Buddha on it, it would fall.
Right.
All those puzzles, man.
He can. He's almost invulnerable, but like
having like
jump that high.
The ever progressively powerful character. You eventually know that they know he'll just rip the pillar up and just beat someone to death with it. Why is this a fight? Like that goes through people's head.
Yeah.
It's like if you were trying to write the Flash TV show, like he's that fast, how does he not just win when he shows up?
Yeah. So another thing that one thing though I can't appreciate is while the main game itself and the main story is not that hard, there are hard battles. There are times that it reminds you that there is a difference between levels. Like if you walk into an area and you're not supposed to be there, you will not make it.
You will be reminded.
Yeah, you will be run. There are a couple of optional bosses I come across that are Dark Souls hard. Like straight up, they touch you, you're dead. And it takes about 1,000 hits to kill them. Uh-oh.
And he's gone.
And I'm back. Okay.
Oh.
What difficulty are you playing on?
I'm normal, like mid-tier.
Balanced. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, some of the optional bosses are straight up Dark Souls hard. But I'm also like gear-wise, because they do kind of like a gear progression system, just like they did in the first game. I'm just now breaking halfway through 5, and if I come across something that's a 7, it one-shots me every time.
Really?
So there's that much of a difference in level. But if you come across something that's a 6 and you're a 5, it's reasonable. Like it'll be harder, but it's not, it's not impossibly hard. It's not, beat your head against the wall Dark Souls hard. But if it's, 2 levels higher, you're good luck. I've actually come across one. You might, I don't know if you found these yet, and it's not really a spoiler, it's a side mission kind of thing, where you fight the Berserkers, the Valkyrie Berserkers.
Damn it, that's a spoiler. You're talking about Valkyrie Berserkers again. Damn it, no, I have not. Damn, that's a spoiler. Dick.
Not really.
Dick, I mean, I imagine they would come back at some point.
It's not the same ones. It's not the same ones.
It's not a spoiler to someone who has started the game but not gotten to a certain point in the game. Like everyone who hasn't started, we're like, what the fuck is it Valkyrie Berserker?
So one, it's actually not. It's not Valkyrie. It's Mad King Berserkers.
I don't think so.
The one thing though I really do appreciate this go around is they are really doubling down on storytelling.
The storytelling has been great.
Yeah, the storytelling is absolutely amazing this go around. Like every time you turn a corner.
Well, they hired a great actor to play Kratos if they were going to push a story, because Christopher Judge is a great actor. I mean, he might be a goofy motherfucker in real life, but
yeah, well, I mean, it's not even just that. It's like the world building they're doing this go around. Like I find myself stopping and just listening to the dialogue, so that way I make sure I get it all.
I do that a lot. Like Kratos was telling somebody a story. I don't even want to mention it, but like, yeah, definitely. I was climbing a wall like as he's telling the story, and I heard who it was about, and I just immediately stopped. I was like, I want to hear every single second of this.
Yep.
You know, I think a big part of that is that their conversations are so believable. Like, it really sounds like, you know, people really having those conversations. It sounds natural, the way they do it.
Yeah, and another great thing about a lot of those stories is that Mimir and Kratos have stories talking about Kratos' time back in Sparta, in Greek. So, you know, there's a lot of that going on, and you actually get to hear more of what his perspective was, instead of, because, you know, our time with him at that point in time was hack slash. You know, it wasn't, you know, story. You didn't play God of War 1, 2, or 3 for the story. Like, you played it to get the cutscenes, and then you know, grinded out more abilities and stuff like that. Like the world was cool and the story was cool, but you didn't play it for the story because the story was subpar at that point in time.
you played that game to show up, like when you had a bad day at work, to come home and beat the shit out of something for a little while to feel better. Like, that was the purpose of and it was fine. Like, that was the same as the Wolverine game. It's fine. Go beat the crap out of some shit for a while, have fun.
Yeah.
Now that it's actually got a story, it's kind of like, oh shit, God of War grew up.
But I will say, like, the action this time around is a little bit less, and it feels more closer resembling to a Tomb Raider game than an actual God of War. There's puzzles every corner.
There's always been puzzles, but you're probably not wrong. Continue. I'm sorry.
There's puzzles around every corner. You're more or less hunting more artifacts than you are actually hunting bosses. It's definitely closer to a Tomb Raider game.
I definitely find myself trying to, you know, doing collectibles, checking the map, making sure like I got all the boxes checked. But I mean, I was like that in the first, or not the fourth game, you know, 2018 version. So I was like that, you know, hunting, you know, trying to find stuff. So I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, I like it. It's good. You know, it's a little bit more to travel. You know, it's still not fully open world, but like it gives you the ability to explore, you know, and travel freely.
It feels a little bit more open than the last one did.
It is. I think so. And as you go to more and more worlds, it's like, I'm sitting there, I'm just like, this is probably going to be a really fucking big game. Yeah. Because they've already said that you're going to visit every world, and like some of the worlds I've been to, I'm like,
yeah, and
I can't even get to everywhere.
Like if you are a collector,
or
if you're a collector or a completionist, you have to go back to every zone 2-3 times. Because, you know, you'll unlock an ability later that will open up another puzzle for you. Like, go come against a puzzle and your companion will be like, yeah, sorry, we just don't got the tools for that yet. We ain't got the tools for that yet.
That's one thing that I do appreciate. That, like, you'll come into a puzzle and you're like, you're just sitting there trying to figure out, like, I don't know if I can do this. And your companion will be like, by the way, we don't have the tools to do this yet. And we're just like, thanks. I don't need to spend 30 minutes trying to figure it the fuck out just to be like, all right, fine.
Another thing I thought was kind of cool though is like if you're there for like 10 minutes trying to work on a puzzle, like your companion will go, "Hey, what's that?"
I was
yeah, they literally point stuff out for you.
Yeah. I was exploring and someone was just like, "You can get into the temple through here." And I was just like, "Yes, I fucking know where it is." I am exploring. I know exactly where it was. I saw it. I immediately saw where it was and said, "Oh, that's the way that I need to go. Going this way."
Yeah. Another thing though,
every RPG ever, it's like, oh, this is where I'm gonna go. Every fucking where else.
Yeah. Well, so all right. There's one thing though that I really appreciate that they did in this game, and I don't think it was intentional. All right, is your companion when you're exploring, your companion runs ahead of you. All right. But they always head towards the objective.
Yep.
So if you see them take a turn and go that way, but you see another door over here, you know you're not going to run into the story.
Yeah.
You can actually finish the zone and come back and then progress the story.
I love that so much. How many times have I hated it where I'm like, I don't know, is this the right way I'm going to go? Cutscene. Fuck!
Yeah. Like, you don't have to deal with that. Like, if you're paying attention, you don't have to deal with that this time around. Like, it is a great concept. Like, this is one of the first games where I'm like, oh, I actually like having a companion. And there are, surprise, surprise, there are a couple of companions this go around. It's not just Atreus. And some of them are fucking great.
Spoiler alert.
I'm not mentioning names. You're actually about to find one out. You're about to find one out. And,
I have another one? I mean, I already have a few. I told you where I was.
yeah, I know where you are. I just don't know how far past that you've gotten.
Well, I haven't gotten any further past that in the story.
Okay. Well, that
It's
becomes
definitely a spoiler for me because I'm only like a couple hours in.
well. Like I said, I'm not naming names. You know, like I said, Atreus runs off and kind of does his own thing while Kratos runs and does his own thing. They're trying to intersect, but no spoilers. Like I said, I'm not naming names or pointing directions or giving the story away. Yeah, that companion that you're with now is a regular thing.
Yeah.
So, like, that person basically for the next, 10 hours replaces Atreus. And I lost him.
No, I'm just multitasking. My bad.
You're good.
Yeah, but I understand.
No,
I figured as soon as they were just like, I was with this person for a while. I was like, okay, this person's probably the game, and they're all like, by the way, this person has skills that you need to unlock. I was like, it's gonna be a while.
Well, see, that makes a certain amount of sense to me because that sort of detail would push replayability. Because if you've got I'm going to assume that you don't have to have specific companions to do specific things. And if you get to just play the game, like, oh, I want to play the game with this companion this time. I want to see what they got to say about X and Y.
It's nothing like that.
Well,
it's nothing like that.
I think so because the companion I'm with now, they have ability to get through certain chests and puzzles that I don't imagine another companion will have. If that makes sense.
They fix that later.
Right. So I realized the companion I'm with now, they ended up getting an ability that Atreus has, or with the arrows.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're like, oh, but here, by the way, you can have this now. I was like, oh, well, that makes makes it easier because I know I can get through these puzzles with this companion, and not necessarily need Atreus. But now if I switch back to Atreus, I'm like, oh, he won't have the pink stuff that I will need to burn certain things to get to chests and puzzles and stuff.
Oh, I mean, so I don't know if anybody's ever played Recore.
I have had it lined up, but I've never played it.
So in Recore, it's kind of like the same thing. You have certain companions that you can have that'll allow you to get to certain areas and get to unreachable areas.
So the companion system in this is not like that. It's not. You don't go back to your home base and swap your companion or anything like that.
Okay.
Your companion is 100% story based.
Okay.
And so that's something I was going to point out too, because even though I haven't gotten to that point yet, I don't know if there's going to be a way for me to oh, I want to go to this realm. Let me take this companion with me so I can do certain things. So.
Well, what I'm saying is banter. Do they have
the banter is great.
Okay, so yeah, that's a replayability thing because people used to replay all the BioWare games just to oh, what happens when I bring these two to that?
Oh yeah,
because I wanted to listen to them bitch at each other.
Yeah, I did that in Mass Effect a lot. It's let me take these two and go through this zone because I want to hear what these two have to say. What happens if I take Garrus and the Rhino guy and just go. But
you have to narrow that down. There's a few of them.
the other thing that I'm really appreciating this go around is no character is insignificant this go around. Like in the last one, the dwarves were a very minor aspect on the side. Like they were just there to give you the tools to get through the next part of the story.
I think they were, well, compared. Okay, when you're comparing the two games, yes, you are very correct. They definitely have a larger piece to play, but they were still very significant in the first game.
Yeah, not
Or the
as though.
fourth
Like,
game. How are we talking about it?
yeah. Well, we're
Even
talking,
I met those brothers, and I was like, "Is this it? Is this all you guys got?"
Yeah, this go around though, and the story between them that you get that's great.
Well, the story sounded interesting in the first one, but they just kind of dropped it because, like, I met them, and then I think I played like another like 4 or 5 hours after I met them, and then that's when I stopped.
Yeah, you find out why the one brother's blue.
Okay.
Right. Damn it,
Yeah.
man! Did you just, man? You ruined it. I mean, I imagine, I know enough of his backstory now through the first game, but I imagine that's
If you're
probably why
in that
he's-
part of the story, you've already had that dialogue.
Was I not paying attention? I mean, I know because
It was during that mission with
because
the other brother
he's missing
and
he's missing one of the 4 things. He only
Yeah.
has 3 of them, and because he's missing the 4th one, he's blue.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
There's
I think I might have missed that specific piece, but like, yeah, that's where my knowledge is at. Okay.
Can I make a recommendation for you?
No.
Push through the story until you get the next weapon. There's a new weapon in this game.
Damn it! Why did you say that? What, now
Just-
there's another weapon?
Just push
Is that what down? Is that what down is? Because I noticed that was something that made me so mad. They got rid of quick turn. I was like, down on the D-pad is nothing. Why is it not quick turn? Why the fuck is it not quick turn? So, is there quick turn in the game? I'm like, it's not.
You have
something.
to map it.
Well, you just kind of gave me something to look forward to because one of my complaints was going to be that I felt that there was no new weapons in the game.
Oh, so
Well, there you go.
that's
I
actually a
had never
thing.
seen anything that led to a new weapon, even though that's what those kind of games are known for.
Yeah. There's one trope in every God of War game is that there's always one new weapon. You always
At
have the Blades
least,
of Chaos.
At
Yeah.
least.
You always have the Blades of Chaos and one new weapon. The last game was the axe. You got the axe. That's what you got.
We were playing with the axe. I was like, do I not have the blades? Do I not get the blades? And then you see him, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get the blades. I'm gonna get the blades.
Yeah, because you like every cutscene when it panned over him, you're like, oh, he's gonna get him. Is he gonna get him? Yeah, and then that one thing happens, and he grabs the blade. You're like, yes.
There is no fire in Helheim that can, whatever, blah blah blah. I'm like, we gonna get them fucking blades.
So, and another thing that I really appreciated is it didn't feel like there was a depowering going from the last game to this game. Because you know how on every RPG story, like they start you back off at 0 and you gotta continue. on.
Yes, the Great Reset.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty funny. It was like, what happened to all the armor that we already made you? He's like, I used it, and now it is gone. You didn't have to use it that hard, god damn it.
I love the one is like, hey, I know armor is meant to protect you, but you don't have to stand in front of things and take it, and destroy the armor. And Kratos is like, no.
He's like, I was born a Spartan, and I will fight as a Spartan.
But
Brute force everything. That was some great dialogue. They're like, do you want to take a stealth approach in this? And he's like, no.
yeah, some of the one-liners are just great because you just go through and you're like, that is it. Stealth is optional. No.
Never.
You said that, and I remembered one of the guns. I think it was in like the 3rd Mass Effect game. Like it was just basically like a turret that you could carry around and just sprayed bullets in a general area. Yeah, because I just thought about that gun. Because if you're gonna talk about something, hey, I'm gonna spit bullets.
So yeah, there's a lot of good things in this game. There's a lot of upgrades from the last game. Couple of step backs, I think, in terms of storytelling. Like I said, overall storytelling is fantastic.
Well, yeah,
Now, I have a question. Like in the last game, the armor would change how he looked. Like you got the different looks.
Yeah.
Like,
They kept that.
Still the case.
They kept that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still exactly the same.
Okay.
The entire system itself is exactly the same as the last game.
I didn't figure they would change it much, but I figured I would at least ask.
They varied up a few things, like the way that you like go through your armor and stuff, and like the map. They changed up the controls for the mini map, or like not the mini map, but the map when you pull it up. The controls are different. Like you know, left and right trigger were zoom in and zoom out, and that's not the case anymore. So
yeah,
like,
now you use the analog stick.
I'm trying to zoom out, and I switched to like my armor configurations. I was like, no, stop! I'm trying to zoom out. Damn it.
Yeah.
So they changed up stuff like that. Like they changed up like a little bit of the controls to like you know, you used to press right to pull out like your axe and like left to pull out your blades in the last game, right? Yeah.
It's still the same.
And like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's still the
yeah.
same. But like, if you pressed it again, so that's what. Never mind. That's what down is. Oh, because I haven't gotten there yet. That's what down is. Right. So like, if you have your axe out and you press right again, he puts the axe away. Right?
I haven't actually tried that.
That is now not the case. And
okay.
Right. That's not the case. So like, if you press right again, he'll just, you know, he won't do anything. He'll still have the axe out. So like, that's how you put my weapons away. Like I didn't like it. So like, when I press down now, I'm just like, oh, he puts both the weapons away. It doesn't matter which weapon he has. He puts them both away. I'm like, sweet. I like that. That's really cool. But I also don't like because I used to do this a lot. Like I'd be fighting with the blades, and then I hit triangle to switch back to the axe really quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't do that.
And now it doesn't do that. Like he does like a different move with the blades. I'm just like, oh. Yeah, and I was like, I'm sitting there and like I get caught like that so many times. I'm like, switch to the axe, and he's just sitting there swinging the chains. I'm like, no, don't do that. What are you doing?
And the crappy part about that is not just the fact that it doesn't switch to the axe like you're intending it to. It's also the fact that there are abilities that do more damage based on the element that the enemy is affected by. So on the Blades of Chaos, you have perks that do more damage against frozen targets, and on the axe you have perks that do more damage on burning targets, and you can't quick swap like you did in the last game. So now you
I think quick swapping between weapons is now a lot faster. I do like it. I do like it because like I'll freeze an enemy and then all of a sudden boom, I'm just in the blades. So like once you get used to it, I do like that. I do feel like switching between weapons is a little bit faster, but like I still will be with the blades and try to hit triangle to switch back to the axe.
Blocking
I hate how they
is a lot more important in this game.
Blocking is a lot more important. It's also better. Like I do it a lot more. I'm just maybe because it's the timing. Because like I'm thinking about like in the 2018 version, I'm always playing on Give Me God of War mode. So like the timing window is a lot smaller. And now I'm playing on balanced until I understand the game.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this game to come to PC.
I don't know, man. They're a huge success. They might do it for like it might be 2 or 3 years till they do it. I don't imagine they're going to do it within 1 year.
I don't think so either. Not on something as big. Not with how successful it's been.
It's.
But like I said, like overall, I'm gonna give. I can't give it a 10 because of the one story trope. I can't give it a 10. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 8.75.
Ooh, that's gross. Fuck you.
I can't give it a full 9. I can't give it a full 9, but I'm gonna give it like an 8.75. It is damn good. And I'm gonna beat my head.
I want to play this one up because the way you guys are talking about the controls,
exactly
like all the shit I complained about. I'm like, ooh,
like them talking about it makes me want to play. That's I'm like, I'm really hoping that they bring it to PC because
what's going on, Vanguard?
I'm not about to go out and get a PlayStation just to play one game.
It'd be worth it.
You should. Yeah,
it'd be worth it.
It is. Yeah, you
like
should.
If you've got the scratch, it'd be worth it.
The one thing that I don't like about the game is what I've noticed is that when they come across like lore in the game, like the notes that they pick up, or
they put it in
stone
the
tablets.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's always been in the menu. Like you can go and look at it. It's how they interact it while you're playing. Because like in the first game, like Atreus would he would go and like read him like, oh, this is is talking about this, like this, that, and Mimir would like note on it a little bit. But now when you do it, they just look at it and they just go, oh, interesting, and then keep it moving. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, you want to know what's going on in this one?
Yeah,
you gotta go read it.
Let's not have a Destiny problem. That's
They definitely cut the corner in that. That's where they
in the side mission ones though, and the side mission ones where you go read the tablets and stuff like that, there actually is dialogue.
Right. But I'm just talking like in the random world, like when you just come across it, like as a collectible, they don't say anything. They're just like, or interesting, or this says confidence, and I'm just like,
So that's kind of a new one. Did they do the rune reading in the last one?
yeah, they did like the rune reading,
Yeah.
and like Atreus would be like, oh, this is talking about like the Dwarven King, what's his name? And then Mimir would be like, oh, I know the Dwarven King. He used to be like a friend of mine, and like he got turned into a dragon and everything. Like, and this is literally just like they would have like 2-minute conversation, and like all you did was just like see some writing on the wall, press square to get some XP from it, but like they'd still be talking about it for like a little bit.
Yeah, and then there's also
cool.
but finding them all is also a collection mission. So, like,
And I feel like maybe that was another development cut.
Yeah.
For the development time that they had.
so
I don't
another
think
thing- it's-
I don't
another
think they
thing-
were rushed. I don't think they were rushed in their development. I think they were just like, we probably shouldn't focus this much on here. We should probably focus on making the worlds larger, having more explorability, and fine tuning.
A bigger
combat
world
and
doesn't
things like that.
breathe. A world that feels real is better.
So hey,
Good point.
you actually walked through a couple of actual towns this time.
You walk through towns and you see people, and I'm like, oh shit, there's other people. And like in the first game, like you see people, but they always attack you, obviously. Like this one, yeah, you see like citizens. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but
Everybody would die.
But yeah, so there's a lot of really cool things that if you do all the side missions, like there a lot of really good storytelling is in the side missions, all the way down to the point that you will follow the side missions just for the story, and a lot of it is actually pretty close to canon when it comes to Norse mythology. So minus the whole Kratos part, but. But all right, so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna give it like an 8.75. I won't go lower than that, but I can't give it a solid 90 until it ends. I can't. I just because of the one trope in the story, I can't give it a solid. I can't give it a 10.
Stop.
But all right, so we're gonna skip through these next couple. This one here is kind of interesting. So Nvidia is currently telling people that if you swap your power adapter, you are voiding your warranty. That power adapter that's melting, you have to keep using it or you void your warranty. So
This is what we like to call malicious compliance.
Yep.
Yep.
Do I really want to protect my 49-day, or do I want to catch it on fire and have the option of getting a new one?
I mean, why not, right? I mean, what's the manufacturing word, John? Is it still, was it 90 days or is it a year?
I think it's always been 90 days. I think it's 90 days.
I'll have to look into that. Because if it's 90 days, I'll take that gamble. I'll swap it after 90 days. But if it's a year, I'm going to wait for them to come out with a better one before I even think about buying that card.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We haven't heard TCB cussing about it, so I guess his is still going good.
My shit's working, man. Sitting here just like, as long as you keep working, baby cakes, I'm not gonna touch it. just keep doing.
You gotta talk to her nice.
Just keep doing your thing. Ain't
Uh,
nothing wrong.
So I saw this and I thought it was interesting. So Naughty Dog has hired Fortnite's former system designer to become the principal monetization designer on an upcoming project. Anders Howard, who designed the core of Fortnite's Battle Pass and its progression system, is now working on Naughty Dog on a new project believed to be a live service multiplayer title. So,
I have no problem with the existence of something else like Fortnite. I don't like Fortnite, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's stupid fun. You want to pay a couple bucks, get a battle pass and a few outfits, have fun. Go do
Yeah.
it. It's basically Destiny 2.0 that you don't have to pay for shit.
that's the one thing that I will never say against Fortnite. Is they did their monetization right. They did it the right way. And my camera's being all funky.
And they made a lot of money that way too. They made
did.
a ton of money.
Yeah.
That they do.
like I was joking with my wife the other day, like if we won the Powerball, I was going to open my own video game company, and I was going to come up with a game that I wanted to play, and I would charge $1 for it. People try a game for $1, but I don't want to do free because free is very
Free.
Yeah, it's disheartening for a lot of players when they see what's allegedly a AAA title that's free. But I would follow a very similar monetization as Fortnite. And they do like profit sharing with the employees. So the more content you come out with, the more money you make. If the more content you come out with, if it is acceptable by the user base, then the more money you make. Like I'm sitting on $2 billion. I don't give a shit what you do. Like just make money.
Just don't get me sued. And I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I mean, their monetization in Fortnite is fantastic. It's 100% vanity. The game is 100% free. You don't have to buy anything for Fortnite. You could play it for years and years and years and never buy a thing.
You can buy things to make you a little better than everybody else. Because I played enough Fortnite to know that you can buy a better glider.
Can you though?
Yeah.
You got to talk to Wild about that one because he's the Fortnite master.
The gliders the gliders are all anesthetics. It's just visual. They change nothing.
Right. He's the one playing for years. So
I promise you.
I would take your word on that, but like it confused the shit out of me. I'm sitting there like, all right, I'm barreling straight at a gun. This guy just right past me on the glider. I'm like, what the fuck? Before I get to the ground, he had landed, got the gun, picked it up, and shot me out of the air.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'm like, how the fuck do you do that shit? I'm like, oh, this sounds like
you're probably just like gliding the whole time, just like.
Yeah, there's
whereas
tricks
he's just falling, and then at the last second pulls out his glider and just.
So I would fall until it made me pull the glider.
So the glider system in Fortnite is depending on where
Not
you
the conversation
fall.
I expected, but now I'm interested. Keep going.
So depending on where you fall, depends on when your glider pulls. So if you're dropping down on an area that's lower than, let's say, if someone dropping on a higher elevation, you'll drop lower and then pull your glider lower. But if so let's say if I am dropping towards a ravine and I pull my glider down at the lowest point, I'll get to that destination faster, even on my glider, because I'm lower. But if you pull it at a higher elevation, yeah, you're going to be stuck in the air for a good minute.
Yeah, because I was like, all right, I'm just not going to pull this thing. I'm just going to let it just pull itself, because eventually it just is like, okay, fucker, here. And I was like, okay, I'll just do that.
Yeah, it's not like Call of Duty where you can turn that bad boy off.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, whatever. And I'll tell you, I played like a day and a half, and the only reason I played a day and a half because I got mad at it because I hadn't killed anybody yet, and I played until I killed somebody, and then I quit. I didn't even care if I won. I just wanted to kill somebody.
Go out on a high note.
Good.
All right.
Yeah, it's the glider is strictly visual. You get no enhancement from it.
Yeah. And I have no desire to play it again, but that I have no problems with that game. It's to me, it's a perfect example of a game that's just not fucking people.
Yeah. As much as I hate Fortnite, I still respect.
Yeah. You
respect
have
gets
to
respect.
Yeah, you have to respect it. Like I personally thought that the game was absolute trash. Like I never even installed it. I just watched gameplay. I'm like, no, I'm never going to do this. And now that I'm like looking back, like a part of me wants to just like hop in, spend $5 just to support them, and they don't need it. Just
sorry, my bad.
You watching the game?
No, I'm watching the game, and that was completely disrespectful what this man just did to them. That was so disrespectful.
Like I did the same thing with Path of Exile. Like I hopped in, and the game was absolutely free. I spent 200-300 hours in it, and I'm like, you know what? I'll buy something just to support the company.
Yeah.
And
I will say that the new is because obviously everybody knows Fortnite for building and doing all that X, Y, and Z.
The no build mode.
The no build mode like has like rejuvenated Fortnite. And I mean, some people that didn't even play Fortnite, some people that would never touch it.
You know what I think?
Saw
is
the
hilarious?
no build mode, and they're like, "Oh snap! This is dope."
Yeah. So like, I noticed a trend going on with the no build mode. It's the people that never played are finally trying it because they didn't want to do the building. The people that couldn't do the building are coming back because they didn't want to do the building. And the people who got tired of all the macros that people were using to spawn like massive towers in the middle of like 0.5 seconds, all the people that got tired of that shit, they're coming back now for no build. The only people that are complaining about no build are the people who could build.
Or just spent their entire life trying to learn how to build.
Yeah.
Like, so like, I mean, there was a time where I was deep into Fortnite, and like, you just had to switch your build controls. Like, you just had to switch your controller configuration. And
yeah, that's the peril of having a singular skill set in a game like that, where this is a shooter, and yes, it has building. But if you are really good at building, and that's how you're making your thing, well, if they remove that one option, and you just got to fight each other, you're fucked.
Yep. It brings it down to actual like gun skill and actual like movement. Right. Like there's sometimes I've slid by somebody, jumped up, shotgun to the face. Now, am I gonna do that when somebody's building the whole Eiffel Tower in front of me? No.
I would sit back and wait for people to build, see how big their tower could get, and then just start taking out the bottom walls and just watching the whole thing collapse. I'm just like, well played, bud. And that's it. Just build my
that's
little
why I was like, why do you build?
House.
Why the fuck would you go to like 10 miles up in the air unless you build something right before like the zone comes in and nobody can go fuck with it?
Yeah, I've definitely been there too. You know, especially in the squad, we're just like, oh, this is probably where the circle's going to end. We can see it. Just start building a fortress.
I've seen footage of guys playing that game where like they built this thing like 9 million miles in the air, and they are standing over a bubble the size of my head, and the guy's down there swinging around going, where the fuck is this guy, trying to kill him? And he's just like, pop, pop.
Well, that's the person that's down on the ground. That's so stupid. I mean, like, look up, you can see the structure in the sky, and then you just gotta take out like the farthest piece.
Yeah,
just have it come down.
Yeah, I just noticed something. Yeah, I planned for a short show, and here we are, nearly an hour in.
God of War is so good.
It really is.
So good. We were on that for like 40 minutes, man.
Yeah. All right. So one last topic. Control 2 is officially in development.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Dude, they better add New Game Plus though.
Yeah. The one thing I thought was kind of funny about the first one is how they put the cheats options in the menu.
That was good though. I really respected that. Too, because it's like, you know, like I got it like, you know, on PC and everything. After I built the PC, I'm like, I want to play it again. But like, oh, like it's so tough. I'm like, oh, I've already played the game. I've already got like, you know, the max benefit from it. Like, you know, when it was really hard and shit like that. And I'm just like, now I have the cheats. It's like I'm on New Game Plus without actually, you know, having that benefit. I mean, it still sucks that like I had to go through and unlock abilities, you know, again, and do things like that. But you were able to unlock them a lot easier. You weren't struggling with enemies and like getting angry because you're like trying to hit controls that don't exist yet. So that's also another gripe that I have with God of War. It's the shield combat. You might be able to answer this for me, but I hate the Blades of Clay. The Blades of Chaos don't have it, and the shield combat doesn't have it. When I was playing in 2018, I used to think this was the stupidest thing. I thought it was the stupidest feature, and then it came out to be one of my favorite fucking things. The attack pause. So like, you know how you attack, or I'm sorry, switch stance. You would attack normally, and then you wait. It's in there for the Leviathan axe. It still has it for the Leviathan axe, but it doesn't have it for hand-to-hand combat, and it doesn't have it for the Blades of Chaos. Also for the shield, they don't have. Actually, the shield doesn't have any skills that you can build up, or you know, the hand-to-hand combat. They don't have any skills that you can build up. So like, I used to like, dodge forward and then shield attack, and it would do like a different attack. I used to do that shit a lot. Maybe I just need to get farther in the game to unlock it.
They did the stun locks with the shield this time around, where you can do the attack breaks with it, where you double press L1.
Right. Yeah, I mean that was in the last game. It was the shield break.
It's just a lot more important this time. But
it is a lot more important.
There
but like,
are each shield does something different depending on which one you have equipped.
Right, I understand that. Yeah, and I understand that. Like, but I missed it in the first game because like in the first game, each weapon had change stance, and they also had like whether you held an attack or not. So like just pressing R1 did something. Did one thing. Pressing R1 and then waiting and then pressing R1 again did a different thing.
Yeah,
holding R1 was also a different attack, and it was like that across all the weapons. But now it's only like that for the Leviathan axe, a little bit for the blades, and then hand to hand is just hand to hand. It's just I do miss that.
There is an armor set that is for hand to hand. It was not specifically for hand to hand, but it gets a bonus for being unarmed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's for dot stacking. So if you freeze them, burn them, and then put your weapon down and go hand to hand, like you can actually do poison damage.
Okay. I have one question because I feel like I'll get, what I was like talking about with the hand-to-hand combat. I feel like I will get these options back. So it might be a spoiler alert. I'm asking you. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So have you gotten the original shield back?
I'm trying to think of where you're at in the story. So, I mean, that depends. I mean, do you really want the answer?
No, I don't.
Okay.
You still basically answered it for me, but you don't have to say anymore.
Yeah. But there are more shields. I'll say that.
I understand that there's more shields, so I'm hoping that like.
That's one thing I did like about this one.
If you get the original shield back, or if you get the original shield back or another shield, it will unlock you the ability to have more hand-to-hand skill abilities.
I think they put that on the shield add-on this time on the Rond. So your
I mean,
shield,
I know that has like abilities, but I'm talking about like the hand combat. Like I want the shield stance or the change stance, and I want to be able to hold R1 and do different attacks.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I missed that.
Like I know that there's multiple charge attacks, and but yeah, I can't really go too much into that yet because I don't know what it. Here's one thing though that I'm really appreciating is like when you're like, there can't be much of this game left, and then you'll open up a whole new story arc and you'll be like, never mind, we are nowhere near done yet.
I know I'm nowhere near done this game. I have almost 20 hours in. I'm just like,
yeah,
there's so much shit left.
I've entered into a new free roam and I'm just like, nope, I got to go here. Now that I can do, this puzzle, I'm going here to do this. Now that I can do this puzzle, I'm going here to do this. And I'm basically just trying to clear maps. Like I've got, Alfheim, I've got it at like 80% cleared.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
spoiler alert.
Not really.
Yeah, I know. You're fine.
Like, what are you talking about?
I think it's funny because like they're like, oh, you can beat God of War in like 20 hours or like between 25 hours and like 60 hours. And I'm sitting there playing the game like, dude, if the rest of the game is like this and like with where I'm at right now, I'm gonna be in this game for like hundreds of hours until I beat it.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna 100% it, but I'm gonna get close. Like I want to find all the ravens because I want to know what's in all those chests.
Spoiler alert! Damn.
What?
That was a spoiler alert.
How's that a spoiler alert?
Damn. Somebody hasn't even started the game yet? Oh, dog.
I want a dog so bad. I want a dog so bad.
Sometimes you do.
This is Mushi. This is my latest foster.
Oh,
Man, he's a ham,
sweet baby.
He's a hamburglar.
Pit bull. Yeah, a little pit bull, little vicious creature. Yeah. Sitting here trying to cuddle on my lap and go to sleep.
But all right, let's go ahead and wrap this up because I gotta go do some stuff around the house and I want to get back to Ragnarok. So we will catch you all. We'll catch you all next week. Hope you had a good time. We'll see you later.